Hey, Jack, it's rare I run into somebody with a set so much cooler than my own, but that's a pretty good setup you got there.
Yeah, I know. They've really gone to town. I didn't realize that I would be wearing a shirt that kind of matched it. So I apologize if I'm just a floating head in this interview.
Yeah, a little bit of camouflage. That's okay. I'm in Tennessee. I see camouflage on people all the time, dude. It's a real choice here too. But dude, I want to talk about what's that?
I said normally you tend not to see camouflage people if they've nailed it.
Correct. So I only see the people who do it wrong. You're killing it. You're killing it. So, dude, I want to talk about when you first joined this film, you were working out with The Rock. You stepped into the Iron Paradise, man. I want to hear about that experience because he doesn't mess around in there. And I want to hear what it was like to see his little traveling setup, which probably isn't little.
Yeah, I mean, his Iron Paradise is really something to behold. It's quite impressive. I've never seen a gym quite like it. Obviously, Dwayne has to have a gym with him because I think for a lot of roles, he needs to kind of build up his body. And he is, as he alludes to, the hardest worker in the room. And he's a guy that really puts in the hours in the gym. And, for this role, he slightly covered up his muscles because I think he wanted to feel like, he was a legitimate character from 1913. And so he was in the gym slightly less, which still meant like 3 hours a day. For me, again, this was a movie where I wanted to feel like I was in a period film. So I had to lose quite a lot of the muscle density that I normally have. When they first came to me for the role, I was, at like my full capacity. I am naturally like an absolute unit. So I had to shift my focus to do a lot of cardio. I hit the quinoa pretty hard. It was a real struggle to get down to my, screen weight that you see, in the finished product. And it was, I had to wear quite a lot of high lapels with the suits because I couldn't just, those neck muscles, I just had those by the end and they're very hard to shift. So yeah, it was an ordeal.
I admire that dedication to the part, man. We appreciate your effort.
Yeah, thanks very much. As you can see now, like I'm back in the gym every day, just like all about the gains.
Yeah, you were teaching him. I should have been asking what you taught him, but that sounds like quite an experience, man.
Taught him a lot, like how to turn on the exercise bike, which I don't think he'd done anywhere near in his gym.
So on set, I know that a lot of the marketing has seen, Emily and DJ kind of going at each other. You get to riff into the mixes a little bit. What was it like on set? Did you guys get to improv and go for like the biggest laugh and try to, because you're all pretty funny people. Like, did you guys get to have that freedom and also kind of have a little bit of competitive sense in that chemistry you all had?
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of freedom on set to try things out and to improvise. And I think that's what was so great about this experience. And, it's this big budget movie with these huge action set pieces and, a lot on the line. And we were still able to have like this amazing kind of camaraderie and to throw stuff out there. And it felt like a really safe space.
I love it. Now, I have to ask, are you a Marvel, DC, superhero comic book fan at all, or movies or comics? I would just love to know. What's like your geeky secret that you love to keep up with?
Well, last night I was trying to impress upon Dwayne and Jama how much of a fan I am of Black Adam and just trying to see whether there was any potential sequel there. So at the moment, that's the one that I'm putting out there into the world, that I love Black Adam and would be very willing to listen to any offers they had for parts in the sequel.
I dig it. And my last thing for you is Disney movies. I mean, I know everybody based on age, you kind of have a generation of Disney films that you grow up on. Jungle Cruise is now going to be that for a lot of people of different ages. What were the Disney movies that you most remember watching as a kid that you grew up on?
I mean, I remember watching The Lion King, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And yeah, I also remember like that first time that I saw the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie and really loving it. And I feel like our movie has the kind of spirit of that original Pirates, and hopefully it's going to connect with audiences in the same way that film did all those years ago.
That's awesome, man. Listen, the movie was super fun. It does have that Pirates tone there, and congrats on being a great part of it. Great talking with you, man.
Thanks. Great to speak to you too.